We'll go right to the guy. Dylan Raiola passing yards.
Wow, we're starting off big and
right
strong
here
on this one.
I got the number at 3,400 passing yards. Last year, he had just over 2,800 in 13 games. Based on the percentage increase that we have on five-star quarterbacks that we looked at on one of our previous shows a couple months ago, of guys that have taken 500 or more snaps since 2016, he should basically have just over 3,400 passing yards.
45, 40, 35, 40, he's gonna go! It's time people feel us!
Big Red Junkies.
Day by day, he gets better and better! We get better and better! Team is If we die, we die!
Man, woman, and child in that, put him in the aisle!
Bring that trophy back to Lincoln!
3,400 passing yards would be 261 per game if he's going to only play 13 games. And it would put him at 16th in the country last year. It will be number 2 all-time passing season for Nebraska if he gets to 3,400 yards.
A lot of conflicting numbers.
It'd be number what?
For Nebraska?
Yeah.
Second most.
Be second most to only Tommy Armstrong?
No, Gans at 3,568.
Oh, Gans, that's right.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just get this.
Elijah's taking it ahead of time.
Do we have a cup or anything? I guess
Yeah,
raw
here you go.
dog it.
Here you go. Little stadium cup action for you.
Let me just,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
was that?
That's like a three. No. Don't do that. Elijah's going to need an Uber back to Lincoln after this one. I'm going to go ahead and kick this one off because
That's a double shot.
if you haven't caught it yet, like I said on the record prediction show, I have Nebraska playing in the Big Ten championship, going 11-1, and I think a lot of that rides on the fact that Dylan Raiola is going to be a dark horse Heisman candidate by the end of the season. He might not get invited to New York, but he's going to be up there. I'm going over, easy over, and I can tell you that based on the Pick 6 preview and based on some of the analytics that have been done in the background, 3,500 sounds like a good number.
I don't think it's going to be an easy over. I think 34 is a very good number for
you
this.
put a good number on it.
But I do
based
think
it off that percentage increase that we did earlier. So
I do think just considering a couple of factors, the biggest one being I think he'll be pretty well protected this year from our offensive line. I think he's got a good opportunity to get over that hump, and so I'm going to take the over too.
Okay.
So quarterbacks that went over 4K for Holgorsen in the past, Case Keenum, Brandon Whedon, Geno Smith. I think that pedigree-wise, Dylan Raiola is a step ahead of them. Maybe not Geno Smith in college, but I think he's at least right there with him. It's
He'll be the first to tell you
film.
this is a different Dana Holgorsen offense.
Mm-hmm.
No. I realize that.
I'm going to go for the under here, not because I don't think he can do it, more because I think that there are going to be plenty of opportunities this year for Nebraska to not be throwing the ball around the yard like they were last year. They played in a lot of close football games last year. If Nebraska lives up to their expectations this season, I think there's going to be a lot of third and fourth quarters where they would like to run the ball a lot more. Ground and pound, run the game out. Matt Rhule does not like running up the score. Dana might a little bit, but that's not Matt Rhule's style. I think he'll be running the football down the field more than anything late in football games. So I'll take the under, but I think it'll be. I think he eclipses 3,000, but I don't think he gets to 3,400.
yeah, I'm basically right there with you. I think he gets very close, if not barely over 3,300, but I'm not going to over 3,400.
I could see it on 3,400 if there has to be a game or two where Dylan Raiola takes the reins of the offense and has to sling the ball around the yard. That I could see happening, but if it is like games where Nebraska actually has a competent rushing attack with Emmett Johnson and some other backs in there, I think we'll have a season where Raiola gets close to 3,400 but doesn't get over.
Well, and to be fair, we are counting postseason games. So if we do make it to a Big Ten title game, like you think we might, BJ,
Which would result in a playoff
and then we play a minimum of one more game to make it 14 games. Obviously, that's gonna be
that's a big chunk.
You can, but I'm basing it. I think we're only going to play 13 games, so I'm still going to stick with under 3,400.
So a question that I guess I would ask on that: the big games we have on our schedule, looking at a Michigan, an Iowa, a USC, a Penn State, obviously, in those games, schematically, are we going to have to throw the ball more in those games, or are those going to be more 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Who comes out at the end with a field goal type thing?
Well, I did the math here, and if it is a 13 game slate for Nebraska this season, it would be about 270 yards per game for Raiola.
261.
261, yeah. It would be, I'm glad you had that pulled up. It would be,
It's 261. Okay, you're 9 yards off, Dick.
261.4887.
that's it. It's a realistic total for Rhule to hit. It really is.
Yeah.
That's not unthinkable in a Dana Holgorsen offense. So if it comes down to the fact that Nebraska does have to throw the ball with him and he's in a lot of games late in the fourth quarter, he'll probably hit that 3,400. I just think there's going to be some games where they try to pull him out and get some other guys in.
And I think it'll kind of depend, if you're talking about specifically the bigger games, it'll depend on the opponent. I think we throw the ball a lot more against somebody who's going to be high octane like USC and not as much against somebody like Penn State where it's going to be who can push each other harder on the offensive line.
Yeah, that's fair.
It really comes down to who we're playing week to week.
But that 3,400 is a really good line, I think.
But Matt basically said what I was about to say with what your question was against the bigger opponents. Well, which bigger, that's going to be game dependent of those bigger opponents.
Against Iowa, it sounds like we were talking while we were taking a little break. It sounds like we can't throw the ball against them because they have the world's best safety back there.
Not what we said. So just real
ChatGPT, does Iowa really have the world's best safety?
Just real quickly before we move on, you said easy over. So do you think he gets over the Nebraska record of 35-68?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I say I think he does that at some point in his career, but I don't think this year.
Okay.
I was thinking
next year.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year.
Okay.
That's a lot for a sophomore.
Do you think we have the weapons for him to throw to get there?
This year, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think they will have it next year as well, assuming he is still playing football for Nebraska next season.
Yeah.
It won't be, it shouldn't, I should say, with Nebraska's resources financially and with a 5-star quarterback, it should not be difficult to go out and find weapons that want to play in this offense, especially if Dana's still around another year, which is a big if.
And with the new outlook Rhule seems to have on the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that you just lead to another good question. Is Dana Holgorsen here for his 2-year contract, like he says, or is this a similar run as to what what's his name,
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly did, where he goes and gets a good full year in, and then takes an OC job in the NFL.
I think that's what Dana would like, but I think if things go well with him, with Dylan Raiola this year, and he feels like he could go win a national championship,
He might hang out
next
until he's
year,
gone.
he might hang out till Raiola is gone.
Yeah.
But
It's not like he's going to be short on cash.
Sounds like we know the record prediction show is going to be like next year for Elijah.
I don't. It was if. I would say if you ask Dana right now, I think he would legitimately tell you, if he was giving you full honesty, that he doesn't know if he'll still be here next year.
That's
I think
fair.
he could see it both ways.
That's fair.
And this may be the most unbelievable night in Cornhusker football history.